私たちは夢を見て
Now I know that Kanon's dead now. It doesn't elude the fact that I think he, quote-unquote, left that closet, or this room, thus is at the closet.
いるのかふざけろ
Which would explain why he just died.
こりゃ何の冗談だよなんだ南條先生を呼んできますゴーだもういい
Genji, who had been calm and silent through the whole thing, finally spoke, and those were the most reasonable words spoken. If they called Nanjo here, then what? Not only was there no arm to take the pulse of, there wasn't even a forehead to feel that heat of. Like the leftover snow on a summer's day, Kanon's form was, by now, not even a trace remained. His form had sprinkled with the spray of gold and vanished completely. That's what happens when you aren't a soul person. I'm curious to know why they took different first names. Well, I mean, other than, like, the obvious fact you can't have someone having the exact same name. I have to go get into a closet now. Or I should say the real person, at least.
僕たちはもう誰の目にも触れられ、それはつまり彼らの世界ではいないのと同じことだけれども、でもこうして僕たちはここにいる。
そうですね。私たちはここにいる。
僕たちには体なんて肉でできた檻でしかないのだから、悲しむ必要なんてない。
でも気の毒ですね、ジェシカさん。
だからこれが
Nah, she'll be fine.
僕の罪なのさ。だから僕たち家具は恋をしてはいけなかったんだ。
あなたはこれから
姿を失っても、そして話しかけることができなくても、もしもジェシカが僕に語りかけてくれた時、その背中でそっとうなずくくらいのことしかできないけれど、だからそばにいることにする。
良いことだと思います。
君はどうする？
バトラさんを密室から助けたいです。
the important stuff.
密室
After looking a bit taken aback, Kanon laughed gently. Beato, who hadn't expected to be laughed at, looked a little sour.
どうして笑うんですか？
Because it's pretty fucking trivial compared to everything else.
私には大切なことなんです。
だって密室なんて体のある人間たちの問題じゃないか。僕らはすでに肉の檻から解放された存在だよ。密室なんか僕たちの妨げになるものか。
そんなのいいんですか？だってチェーンロックとかガムテープの封印とか赤き真実とか。
They're red truths.
そうか。君は駒の世界じゃなくてそれより上の世界の存在だったね。だから僕たちとは違う制約があるらしい。やれやれ。
Kanon stretched. It looked as though he was about to head out.
カノンさん。
敗者同士の仲さ。いいよ。僕が行ってきてあげるよ。僕がお屋敷の客室へ行ってバトラ様を外に出し。
Thanks, buddy.
入れ替わりでチェーンをかけて代わりにクローゼットに隠れる。それでいいかい？
Yeah, probably.
気持ちは嬉しいです。でもカノンさんはいとこ部屋から出たくてもエリカさんの封印のせいで。
Unlike the next room over, the cousins' rooms where Kanon has been guaranteed to be a complete closed room, even counting the windows. Not only did he have no way to save Battler, but he couldn't even escape himself.
なら君の魔法で僕に力を与えて。
私の魔法で。
僕に魔法をかけて。
そんな、私魔法の使い方なんて。
君は黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェじゃない。
It was.
私は魔女ですけれど、魔法どころか密室トリックもわからないただの。
やれやれ。いいかいベアトリーチェ、一度しか教えないよ。魔女ってのはね。
Ooh, what is it?
魔女ってのは。
魔女ってのは謎を解かされる側じゃない。
謎を解かされる
The
側
one
と
that
は。
makes them?
ああ、そうさ。どうして魔女が誰かの謎で頭を抱えてるんだい。頭を抱えるのは魔女の仕事じゃないだろう。
じゃあ魔女の仕事は。
僕の知ってる黄金の魔女、とびっきりの魔法で誰にもわからない難問を生み出して煙に巻いて嘲笑ってるやつを言うんだ。誰にもわからない最悪の謎を作って徹底的に煙に巻いてこき下ろしてやる。相手に出された謎で頭を抱えるのはね、君じゃない。君の相手の仕事さ。
There you go.
悩むのは私の相手の仕事。
後ろ宮バトラーをどうやって密室から出すかを悩むんじゃない。チェーンロックの密室。バカバカしいね。なら君はそんなのよりもっともっととびっきりのあいつらを悩ませてやろうじゃないか。僕も手を貸すよ。
悩むのは私じゃなくて。
あいつらの方さ、地獄の悪魔もひれ伏して絶句する。最悪の密室トリックを無限に使いこなす。そろそろ連中も思い出してもいい頃
バトラさんの密室よりも最悪の密室。
だ。僕らはもうそれを手に入れてるじゃないか。
最悪の。
In the back of Beato's mind, images she remembered began to flit by one after another: the mansion, the guest house, the rose garden. Trick, mistake, lure, taunt, trap, laugh together. Do you know about this trick? I think I've seen something like it in a book before. Beato's eyes opened wider and wider. Countless lights circled around her, swallowing her up.
あともう一個。
何です。
それ密室の魔女の喋り方にはふさわしくないな。
やっぱり私は。
わらわでなくっちゃ。
I have no idea what any of those means. I don't know the significance there, so. That scene didn't mean much, at least the clarification of what they were saying. Okay. Someone's probably gonna, in the comments, actually please tell me what the fucking significance is by showing those two things. Or if not, go ahead and make fun of me. Why not? Either one. Yeah. The marriage ceremony ended without any problems, and the reception was held inside the cathedral. As the Go Demons partied rancorously, Delnor could be seen leaning against a pillar, trying to escape from the noise. Then Gertrude appeared and whispered some kind of report to her.
それは本当ですか。
近景現在コーネリア補佐官が現場保全に向かいたるものなりやエリカ卿にも中心すべきかと存じ上げ立てまする。
わかりました。ご中心申し上げます。
It's time to ruin this chick's wedding day.
ガートルードは式典警備長に連絡です。準戦闘配備。
御意
ご歓談中失礼いたします。本式典警備長であります。え、私？なに？なんかよだからはしゃぎすぎだって言ったのよ。さすがにシャンパンタワーでボーリングはやりすぎだよ。
Really?
少し油を絞られてきます。エルン、こら！もう何よ、私なんかした？受付に差出人不明のラムダデルタ教宛てと記された封筒が届けられました。私、非通知と差出人不明は全部ポイしちゃう主義なの。
A good rule to live by.
そんなの捨てちゃって。それがこれなのですが。何それ？これ届いたことは誰かに言った？いえ、受付の姉妹兵2名と私のみです。すでに観光令を与えました。
The instant she saw that envelope, Lambda Delta snatched it away and lowered her voice. Byrne had walked away and was apparently making fun of Erika. Byrne and, of course, Erika were both drunk. If they were left alone, they'd probably forget about this. It's true that this envelope has no sender written on it. However, the seal done on it in gold leaf fulfills the same purpose. The seal is... Lambda Delta hid behind a pillar, ripped the envelope open, took out its contents and read them. Her eyes instantly started to glint. And she smiled like a kid who's just thought of a nasty trick. Time to fucking ruin a wedding. Oh, cool. Nah, don't worry about it.
今日はどんだけ豪華な来賓が来てると思ってんの？万一参列者に流れ弾が当たったら、シエスタこの得体の新しい妹たちは向こう10年は工場から弾頭台に直行しなきゃなんないくらいの責任になるわよ。いるわけないでしょ。だって7組はバトラの、そして今やエリカの家具じゃない。
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, please, just... if they're only mine, that's all I need.
どうして味方に監視をつけちゃうの？とにかく警備を、まあそこそこにちゃちゃっと厳重にしなさい。
Thanks, Lambda Delta, you're the best.
先ほどガートルード上席補佐会より準戦闘配備勧告を受けました。理由は不明であります。ガートルードが？
What's her rank? Stand down.
じゃあ勧告に従っちゃいなさい。パーティーは賑やかな方がいいってことでしょ。了解であります。 WO よりシエスタ17、シエスタ38、シエスタ45、コード R、警戒発令。レベル2で待機を伝達。17、コピー。38、コピー。45、了解。そこでコピーといえばかっこいいのにね。焦っちゃってつい。
Jesus.
そうそう、45。ちょっとこっち来て。なんです？ちょっと任務中です。ダメ、耳をいじんないで。耳おっとくに。なんですって？冗談でしょ？ありえない。現在コーネリアを向かわせています。ベアトリーチェがここを襲撃する可能性が極めて大。
How high?
披露宴を中断されて退避されることを進言いたします。どうしたのエリカ？何か余興に手違いでも？
No, nothing at all, nothing to see. Move along, move along.
いいえ、我が主。どうぞ引き続き披露宴をお楽しみください。
Everything's fine, nothing to see, nothing to see.
あ、誰かベルンカステル卿に梅干しワインのおかわりを。
Erika didn't have time to hide her agitation. When Byrne saw this, she knew that their final late guest had arrived.
ルシネ、
Oh, hey, Asmodeus.
ゲストハウスで動きがあったそうよ。ゲストハウス？ゲーム版のことなんか今はくだらない話だわ。それが密室のいとこ部屋からカノン君が失踪したって。はあ？ あんた分かってんの？いとこ部屋は扉も窓も完璧に封印されてる完全密室じゃない。失踪なんて不可能だわ。
いや、私も裏を取ってきた。間違いない。カノンはいとこ部屋より姿を消している。
いとこ部屋のどこかに隠れてるとか、あるいは最初からうまくごまかしてもともと部屋に入ってなかったとか。不可能だわ。いとこ部屋にはエリカ卿が読み上げた特定個人数名以外の全員が入ってることが保証されてるのよ。ごまかして逃れることは不可能だわ。
Shannon.
どうやってユングフラウの封印結界を。いや、それよりカノンは一体どこへ。至急探しなさい。
At that moment, the cathedral suddenly went black. The surprised commotion of the guests filled the cathedral.
来たわね。
WO よりオールシエスタコード R 警戒。シエスタ17
Fire
電
indiscriminately.
源系統回復は
ネガティブ。管理室スタッフとの通信が途絶中。
オールシエスタコードレッドロックンロール。
コピーコピーコピー。了解。あ、じゃなくてコピー。
Jesus Christ. The sniper teams and the chandeliers all raised their safeties at once. The entire security team down the hall loaded their ammunition. Shouldn't you have already had that loaded?
控室へ退避を。ここは危険です。何が危険なんです？この世界の領主は私です。その私が何に怯えて逃げろと言うんです。
Don't worry, if I'm the guards, everyone get down or I'm just gonna spray into the crowd of people, kill everyone here. Bloodbath. Hopefully hit Erika with a stray bullet or so.
ガートルード、要人警護結界準備。コーネリアを至急呼び戻すのです。
近景対応中なり。
結界？あんたらの無様でみっともない結界で婚礼衣装の私を包もうってんですか？なんたる侮辱。
It's either that or you're gonna get killed. Oh, please don't get a barrier. This disturbance made even Battler groan as he sat in the next seat like a doll. Even with his soul sealed, Battler probably realized that something strange was going on. Probably.
遅かったじゃないね、ラムダ。そうね、待ちくたびれちゃったわね。さっきのあれ何？誰からのラブレター？ファンレターよ。ラムダちゃんファンクラブの。
Oh, Jesus. Lambda Delta played dumb and munched some popcorn. Then the lights finally turned on. Nothing to see. Everyone calmed down and enjoyed the party. It was clear that during the blackout, Beatrice had snuck in somewhere nearby, possibly even inside the cathedral itself. The whispering goat attendants all realized it as well. Whose scheme was this and what are they doing? Though it may have been imprudent, they were looking forward to this and an excited chatter filled the cathedral.
来たみたいね。カープ、あなたもう戻ってきていいんですか？
And she probably got away.
私にほら牢屋って意味ないし。
Thanks.
確かに。
でもリーチバトラの密室もいとこ部屋も、そして唯一可能性のあった隣部屋も全て封じられてしまった。どうやってバトラを救い出す気なの？
お嬢様が何かのトリック X を用意できたと仮定しましょう。
It's a really convenient trick they keep throwing out
となれ
there.
ばそれをエリカ卿に突きつけるべく乗り込んでくるは必死。
しかしこの大勢のシエスタ兵たちが相手では。
Anything's possible. It's not over till it's over.
まさかこんなに隠れていたなんて。無理だわ。縫い殺されてしまう。
Rabbit Ears dashed all about the hall. Thank God. Incredible that she could remain hidden and unnoticed with so many people around.
エリカに一度だけ肉薄するチャンスがあれば五分の勝負までは持ち込めるわ。
なるほど、その手ですか。しかし そのアイテムをお嬢様がお持ちだといいのですが。
That item? What
い
item?
つも面倒くさがっていくらご用意しても嫌われていましたからな。やれやれ、最後まで世話の焼けるお嬢様だ。
Amid the crowd, Ronove took something out and showed it. When Virgilia saw it, she understood what that in his hand meant. True, with that, it should be possible to stop the attacks from the Chester troops.
まあ
What's that?
エリカに聞かなきゃそれまでだけどね。問題はたった一度でもいいからエリカの真正面まで行けるかだよ。
I mean, it shouldn't be too hard.
シエスタたちはそれを断固阻止するはずよ。リーアならその時間をプレゼントできそうね。
Virgilia gave a small nod. However, that problem was the two Chester troops standing by her back. Oh yeah, that's right. Since that time she had tried to jump out in front of the procession, she had been marked constantly. Obviously. It was possible with Virgilia's mass magical power to momentarily take out all the Chester troops in the cathedral. That would only gain a short bit of time, but it would be enough to confront Erika. The Chester troops knew this, so they kept a close eye on Virgilia with tense faces. There she saw it. At that moment, the great cathedral door was blasted to bits. The fragments became bright gold butterflies, which danced across the room in a beautiful blizzard of gold leaf. That golden storm slowly faded away. Then, at the entrance to that red-carpeted path to the grave, stood a calm, majestic figure.
ネガティブ。身元照合中。
Delano ordered the guards to shoot their intruder right away, but Chester 00 didn't respond. Was it because she had been threatened about shooting these guests, and was afraid of the consequences of possibly shooting a drunk guest pulling some sort of prank? Number 00 was just coolly and calmly carrying out her duties.
おや、これはてっきりご欠席かと思っていましたよ。
The pair faced each other from either end of the long red carpet. However, in between them stood several dozen Chester honor guards.
最高の来賓であるあなたがお越しにならないのでご心配申し上げておりましたとも。でもせめて披露宴には間に合ってよかった。
Beato laughed. That chuckle made Battler's eyes quiver slightly. Oh god. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I missed the old Beatrice though, or the new one now. God damn it, the young one. I liked her. She was really nice and sweet. I really liked that. It was really, really nice. But you know what? Sure. She's gonna kick her ass. Have fun. Good luck. She had an overwhelming and evil presence about her, strong enough to make anyone shiver. Was it still necessary for our identity to be confirmed? Who else would possibly possess such an overwhelming presence? I don't want to meet you ever again. Yep. At that moment, the two Chester troops standing behind Virgilia slumped over and fell to the floor. Ronove had touched the bases of their big ears from behind. It was clear that he had applied some sort of magic. Thanks, Ronove. Just an instant before the Chester troops could fire, Virgilia raised her arms to the heavens. Her magical power, which was more than enough to remind all present what her name had been at the height of her strength, became a spirit wave and exploded throughout the cathedral. That impact made the stained glass window shatter and colorful glass shards poured down everywhere. Bitch, I am going to have to pay. Who's going to pay for these broken windows? They are 10,000 years old, I swear to Christ. However, all of the Chaisir honor guards who didn't have spirit particle defenses toppled over like dolls. The ceiling snipers who were defeated were able to avoid the system down, but it would take several minutes before the system could be rebooted. Fucking Windows Vista. That span of time should have been enough to reach Erika. However, Erika couldn't be defeated in just a few minutes. There was no way they could carry Battler away in that time. What should they use this precious time for? Beato dashed down the red carpet path. She ran down the path to the grave, which was lined by the Chester troops lying there like corpses. She'd called this place Hell. In the case, running from Hell to the grave was actually going backwards. Beato's figure dashing through the corpse-ridden path truly symbolized her resurrection. As she dashed, she snatched something white from Ronave's outstretched hand. There was no longer anyone blocking her path to Erika. However, that instant, a gold thread came from in front of her and rapidly sewed through the red carpet towards her like a sewing machine. Forten was clever. She had predicted that Virgilia would go for a spirit particle attack and had folded over her ears and 45s beforehand, so that they were the only ones who weren't taken out. Of course. Once again, the gold sewing thread chased after Beato, weaving like a sewing machine. It was as though an undulating golden snake was shooting after her. Beato jumped sideways away from the red carpet, then dashed across the long table covered with beautiful food. The gold snake chased her, sewing through the pure white tablecloth like a sewing machine and scattering dishes left and right. Who's gonna pay for all this food? The goat attendants ran about wildly, trying to escape. The cathedral was wrapped in pandemonium. The pair of snipers attacking from high above on the chandelier were much farther away than Erika was, too far for Beato to reach. Furthermore, their position landed the entire cathedral inside their firing range. Gap handed her the magazine. Hello? 45 always handed them over backwards, so Forten was a bit confused to have one handed to her the right way up. Wait, what? No matter how distant a position they might take, it was no problem for the elusive Gap. Gap twisted their long ears up and then tickled them with her thumbs. The Chaister's greatest weapon was also their greatest weakness. The two doubled over with laughter. What the fuck is this? About 8. On the other her chandeliers, even more powerful Chisters, were slowly starting to move again. It would be impossible to buy any more time. Like, what the hell? Beato cut through the crowd of scampering goats like Moses. Her goal was straight in front of her, the place where Erika and Battler were seated. Cutting through barrier. Move, please. At that time, a red barrier was created blocking her path. It was the VIP guarding barrier that Gertrude had set up. She stepped forward and laid out a last line of defense to block Beato's way.
金系これ以上の接近を許さないものと知りたまえ
You wanna bet?
そんな金でわらわを止められると思うか。
シエスタ再起動まであと何秒です？30秒ないです。
As the oldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer stood in waiting behind the bride and groom. She wanted to save Beato. If she could just distract Gertrude for a moment, the wall would disappear. However, the seven sisters were furniture. They served the territory lord, so they couldn't move to help Beato. Yes, you can. Delnor glanced over at Lucifer. There's a coercive tint in her eyes.
あなたは主の命令ない限り動くことは許されません。
Are you sure about that?
主って誰よ。
I am.
バカよ。エリカのやつってことになってるでしょ。違うわよ。私たちの主はバトラ様だわ。
Thank you, Mammon, for
So-
stating the truth.
エリカはその代理に過ぎない。
そうよお姉様。私たちは誰の家具？美味しすぎるわ。つまみ食いしちゃおう。
The red absolute barrier flickered for just an instant. Beelzebub's stake had pierced Gertrude's shoulder, and her concentration had wavered. But it didn't break. Slowly, expressionlessly, Gertrude turned to look at Lucifer.
誰の命令なり
The Lord's?
エリカ教にその指示はなきなりと知りたまえ。
あるわ。我らが主の命令よ。
Hell yeah. Thanks, Battler.
物言えぬ主に何を命令できるというなり。
物聞かずとも。それを察するが、家具の道と見つけたり。
Yeah, it's clearly his intention to fight her and not go through with this.
ならやむなし。
The seven stakes shot at Gertrude at once. Gertrude had chosen to take all of those direct attacks, refusing to abandon the barrier until the last moment. Though she was resilient enough to be called a literal Iron Maiden and received no damage at all, it was more than enough to make her flinch and lose control of the barrier. That's all that needs it.
上出来だ。我が家具たち。
Don't need to defeat an enemy, just distract him. At least in this case. Beato shot through the scattered red fragments of the barrier, and she was finally right in front of the bride, her rival, Erika. However, there stood the final shield protecting Erika. Death sentenced Eleanor. That is a fucking great nickname. Holy shit, I wish I had a nickname that cool. Oh, that's cool. That is an awesome nickname.
遅いです。
Yeah, I should have came here like 10 minutes early, I know, I'm sorry. Fashionably late, right?
もはや時間切れです。ベアトリチェ卿。
シエスタ17よりオールシエスタへデータリンク。大天使衛星よりデータ誘電。誘導方式。氷結型概念誘導。
シエスタ20再起動完了。
シエスタ127再起動完了。タイムオーバーに。よいしょ。そこやめ。
リーチ幸運
ドラノール。
どけドラノール・エーノックス。そなたの出番はない。
あなたを否定する赤き真実をベルンカステル教より賜っています。ここがあなたの墓場となり残念です。
Are you sure about that as well? Because I think this is going to be Erika's grave. I don't know what Burn has allowed her to say. However, I don't need to sit around and let that longsword tell me.
そなたとは後でたっぷりと遊んでやろう。だが今はどけ。
There's no time. The Chester sisters have already finished reactivating. I'm only living on a bit of borrowed time.
聞くのはあなたの方です。出番を間違えた哀れな出演者があなたです。
Delnor's red longsword cut a large arc of absolute denial, which headed right for the crown of Beato's head. However, in that instant, there was a thunk and the curve missed slightly. Beata didn't let this good fortune go to waste. She slipped past the longsword, knocked Eleanor aside, and finally stood right in front of Erika. This time, not a single person stood in her way. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Lambda Delta. Forever and you're dead. Well, not really, just once.
緊急花嫁警護役より緊急要請シエスタ姉妹この得体は直ちに侵入者を射殺し立てますれ
The commotion quieted. However, no one shot. Lambda Delta's probably given the order not to. Why? They could have shot if they wanted to. All of the Chester troops had completely targeted her and removed their safeties. Of course, all of them finished reactivating. However, they hesitated to pull the trigger. You don't have the authority. Delnor's expression grew grim. Then she quietly put her red longsword away. After all, Erika would have to make a decision. If she decided to ignore it, they could shoot to kill. However, if Erika picked that up, they must not do so. So they couldn't pull the triggers until Erika decided. Lambda Delta pointed, still chomping down popcorn. It was hard to see from the balcony. Beato had thrown something like a white handkerchief at Erika. It had fallen to Erika's feet. What was that white thing? What is it? The thing that had hit Erika in the face and had fallen to the floor was a white glove that Beato had gotten from Ronave. Hitting someone with a glove like that could only mean one thing. It's time for a duel, bitch. That was. Yep.
手袋を拾えばそれを受け入れることを意味する。
拾わなければシエスタたちが殺してくれるわ。拾う必要ないじゃない。
拾わなくてもいいさ。でも決闘を逃げたおめえを僕らと参列の悪魔処刑は3回すべてに知らしめるだろうね。恋の決闘を逃げた臆病者の名を永遠にね。
Beatrice waited firmly and composedly. If Erika just kicked it away, then that very instant, the Chysters would probably fire all at once, turning her into a gold embroidery. So Erika did not have to pick it up. She'd be a bitch though if she didn't. However, she could not afford to be afraid of picking it up. After all, she was the true victor who had defeated Battler's closed room trick and logic. If she was the victor, she should have nothing to fear. Exactly. So if she was afraid of doing it, it would prove that she still felt a tinge of doubt about her victory.
私はこの衣装を汚すことなくあんたを殺してしまいますね。
それも披露宴の余興には面白い。だがそなたは拾うさ。
へえ、どうしてです？
わらわがそなたにぴったりの最高の土産を持ってきたからだ。そなたはそれが知りたい。だから拾うさ。
She has to.
興味ないです。さようなら。
拾うさ。わらわが持ってきたバトラの客室などくだらぬ。もっとシンプルで単純で絶対に解けぬ密室をそなたは聞きたいはずさ。
絶対解けぬ密室。
そなたはわらわの挑戦を受けたいはず。なぜならそなたは探偵だからだ。
Erika threw off her wedding dress as though it was a cape. Yes. Before she's a bride or a piece or a witch, she is one thing first and foremost.
私は探偵です。あなたを私の対戦相手に認めます。
Welcome back, Erika.
あなたはこのゲームに登場する資格をロジックエラーは修正できたんでしょうね。
その手袋を拾えばそなたとの戦いの中でそれが修正できたことを証明しようぜ。
Ooh. The cathedral was filled with chatter. Erika had picked up the glove. A duel! The cathedral was wrapped in a bizarre excitement. At Erika's nod, Delnor pushed the crowd away, leaving the pair alone. People were permitted to witness the duel. However, no one would be allowed to hinder it in any way. That's how I feel. Oh yes, if it's please come back to me, baby girl. If it's all an act, I welcome it. I fucking welcome it. I'm sorry. The old Beatrice is nice and all, but I really just appreciate the pure-heartedness of this one. It's just so much more appealing. It's so nice and refreshing. Anything for you. Beto's resolved expression returned, and she grinned boldly, looking down on Erika. Oh, there can be no doubt. That's the expression worn only by the Golden Witch. The presence of the master of the closed rooms. A shadow dashed through the stormy rose garden. It was incredibly light and swift. The raindrops never touched him. He made no splashes in countless puddles. His feet left no tracks in the mud. Run your ass off, Kanon. Hurry it up. That rushing figure was Kanon. Then he ran up the stairs to the entrance of the mansion. He did not slow down in the slightest to open the door. He just phased through it. He ran straight at it as though trying to break through and leapt into it. Though the door was shut, even that couldn't stop Kanon. He slipped through the door and fell into the entranceway, and slowly stood up. His body wasn't even wet. And as he recalled those nostalgic days spent serving the Ushirimiya family, which would never come again, he ran once more. He was heading for Battler's guest room. He ran past the servant room, through the entrance hall, and past the door to the parlor. Then the doors to the kitchen and the dining hall came into sight. All of it brings back fond memories. There was the honor and rigidity of serving Kinto directly. However, that man wasn't rigid all the time. When the family was out of sight and he didn't have to preserve that air of majesty, his face could turn unbelievably childish, and he would sometimes ask me to take part in strange pranks. The master let me shoot lots of guns, didn't he? That was pretty fun. Cross was actually surprisingly kind. He must have gotten the impression that the master bullied me a lot. Whenever I was the only one around, he would talk to me in a very familiar way, almost as if he was a classmate of mine. I sort of regret that I held back and never did anything but nod in return. Madam was a really strict person. Ever since humor went around saying that she was strict on female servants but soft towards male servants, I get the feeling she viewed me as an enemy. God, I love Natsui so much. She's awesome. However, she was also a woman to be pitied. I really feel bad for her. When I've seen her alone, I've noticed her shoulders sag with pain many times. There were a lot of servants, weren't there? Some lasted a short while others stayed a long time. Genji is the one person fit to call my father. I am both grateful and resentful towards him over many things. They all mix together, cancel out, and I end up with a neutral emotion. In that case, Kumasawa could probably be called my mother. She'd helped me out many times. I've always wanted to repay her someday. And now I've lost that chance for all time. Shannon is my big sister. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to be me. Thanks for teaching me that the ocean is blue. Goda? Fuck Goda. I hate that guy. Still, when I complimented his stew, he would sometimes turn red and tell me that there was enough for seconds. I didn't dislike that part of him. I wonder why such a strong memory popped up during the instant I ran past the dining hall. And then, my memories of Jessica. Oh. It's a boy servant. How old are you? I think those were the first words she spoke to me. Come to think about it, she was probably interested in me ever since then. I really did have enough time to build up a love that I wouldn't lose to George and Shannon's. But since I could only see the gray sea, I wasted almost all of that time. What does she like about me? What do I like about her? I get the feeling we never really made that clear. No, she told me. She would have stayed together longer to eventually find that out. The reason for love could be dealt with later. It took me far too long to realize that. Now I think I can accept it. I know why Shannon won the duel. God must have been watching. You had so much more courage than I did, and God didn't abandon you. I reached the hallway with the guest rooms. There was someone lying on the ground. It was Battler. He was lying just outside the guest room, a chain tied to his neck. He had probably struggled to do something with the chain lock from the outside until he lost consciousness. His fingernails on both hands had been torn off, and were stained with blood. I could tell at a glance just how hard he had tried until the final moment when his heart had died. The collar binding him wouldn't disappear unless the chain lock was set. Battler responded faintly. He probably hadn't even imagined that help would come to this eternal closed room. He was so scared that this might be an auditory hallucination brought by his fleeting delusion, and he couldn't help himself open his eyes easily. Kanon grabbed Battler by the arms and dragged him into the room. No, I just wanted to leave. The inside of the room was terrible. The windows had been brutally shattered, and the wind and rain had made its way into the room. All kinds of tools and furniture lay broken there. However, Battler hadn't smashed them out of rage. It was a desperate attempt to get out. The curtain had been removed, torn, twisted up into a bundle. He'd probably used trial and error to see if he could have used it as a rope or for some trick. He tried using everything in the room, exploring all possible options for escape. The traces could be seen throughout the room, and even in the bathroom. The empty bathtub was stained with just a bit of blood, and the nippers lay there on the bottom. To protect this tale, he had barely been able to accept Burns' brutal method of escape and cut himself into pieces while washing himself down the drain. He was even willing to tear apart his own body, to protect the game Beato had entrusted him with. He'd probably questioned himself over and over in this bathtub, wondering if there was any other way out. By the clock of the game world, not even a single day had passed. However, just how many years had lasted in the closed room of the logic error? When faced with endless span of time, any way of ending it, no matter how cruel, was tempting. However, he had rejected that until the very end. And even in the last moment when his heart died, he had wanted so much to show his iron will to escape from this closed room, that he'd chosen to fall here in the corridor with the chain still around his neck.
Batora-sama, Kanon desu. Douka, oki o shikkari.
He wiped Battler's face with the towel wetted in the sink. In response to that cooled sensation, Valor's heart slowly started beating again. Oh god, how long have I been asleep? I have no idea, I just got here.
Kanon-kun そうです。カノンです。よくぞ。今日まで耐え忍ばれました。
ちょいと寝坊が過ぎたみてえだ。
Yeah, just a little. Battler realized that the feel of the towel on his neck meant that the cursed collar and chain were gone.
もうバトラ様を縛るものは何もありません。
Leave.
さあ、早くお戻りください。
でもよ、あのチェーンを開けるとまた鎖につながれちまう。
大丈夫です。もうバトラ様を縛る鎖は存在しません。僕がここに残ります。
何？だって。
By now, Battler knew the terror of this endless closed room better than anyone else. So he was more filled with shock than happiness, shock at the determination of the one who was willing to become the new prisoner.
僕は大丈夫です。何も心配することはありません。
しかし、
バトラ様はまだやらなければならないことが終わりなのではないですか。
俺は
早くお戻りを。あなたの代わりに戦っている人がいる。そしてあなたの帰りを待っている人がいる。あなたはまた帰らないのですか。
His stern words and gaze shot straight through Battler.
本当にいいのか。
はい、それでいいんです。これであの時の借りが返せるのですから。
借り？俺、カノン君に何か。
バトラ様の借りではありません。いいから言ってください。僕は借りを作らない主義なんです。さあ、早く。あなたは今度こそ待たせてはいけないんです。だから、早く。
So would it be like a debt to Beatrice? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that one. Battler couldn't argue back anymore. He silently bowed his head, unset the chain, and opened the door. Kanon had remained in this room, so no chain appeared about Battler's neck. He could leave this closed room just by running out. The happy-sounding voices that he had heard at the far end of the corridor had been replaced with an excited chatter. There must have been some sort of strange disturbance going on. As Kanon went out into the corridor to see him off, the merciless collar and chain had already captured their new prisoner. He'd remain inside this endless closed room, in Battler's place.
カノン君、俺もだぜ。
何がですか。
俺も借りを作らない男だぜ。この恩は必ず返す。それもすぐにだ。
期待していいやら。さあ、走ってあなたの愛する人のところへ。そしてどうかもう二度と迷わないで。
Yeah, I won't get into a pissing contest with someone anymore over a logic error. I'll think about it rationally next time. Battler would not turn around any longer. He ran with everything he had. He ran out into the corridor, whose warmth he had cursed so many times. The cursed chain no longer bound him. He ran to the very end of the corridor and beyond the light. Kanon, still connected to the chain, watched him go and then quietly returned to the guest room. Well, now I got a while to wait. Now he only had to worry about his own job. Stay in this room. And fix the error in logic.
これでチェーンロックをかけて。
Time to go sit in the closet. As soon as he said it, the chain disappeared from his neck. Then, if he hid in the one place Erika hadn't checked, the broken logic would be fixed. The closet door slowly opened. It was well opened and opened without a sound. Well oiled. It was cramped inside and dark. This tiny space is the final place for me. As long as I remain hidden in here, the logic will be preserved. Kanon went in and closed the double doors from the inside. As soon as he did, a single small gold butterfly appeared and melted into the darkness of the closet and vanished. It was a sign that the logic had been fixed. The witch's game had already stopped, and the clock on the world of the pieces would never tick again. So for all eternity, no one would come to save him from this place. The power of the gold butterfly brooch taught me about love. In the third game, it gave me some quiet time alone with Jessica. I get the feeling it did many other small things for me. At any rate, now I've paid back all of my debts. Now all of my debts are... God damn it. It's rented. You know how much it is to rent something over 12 years' time? I have no idea. I forgot how long he's been here. Like 6? 4? No. She'd probably appreciate that, actually. Got on board. Slowly, Kanon's body began to melt into a cloud of gold butterflies. And after the inside of the cramped, dark closet glittered like a golden planetarium. It faded away like the light of fireflies and was painted over with a pitch blackness for all eternity. Well, Erika, now it's your turn. Probably. It makes sense. Okay, yeah. In the cathedral, the goat attendants were all jostling around either side of the red carpet. On the red carpet, standing across from each other, were Beato and Erika. In their hands were the pistols given to them by Zephyr and Furufuru. Yeah. What do you want? Some Glocks or something? Get the fuck out of here. Revolvers? Its form was similar to an actual old-fashioned gun, but this was of course a demon's gun. This wasn't a gun that would pop a propeller-led bullet with an explosion caused by gunpowder. Like the pistols used in a duel between Shen and Kanon, whose bullets had contained a magic that would always kill. These pistols also had bullets that were not made of lead.
Beato. 心配の必要はないわよ。あっさり勝って、またリアは悪態の日々だわ。
この勝負が終わりましたら、たまには有給を申請してみましょう。私、この戦いが終わったら、たまにはぶらりとカリブの方へ船旅にでも。
Thanks, Renove. If I could take a trip to the beach with the seven sticks, oh god, I'd do anything to get to that fragment. Take them on a vacation? I don't even need to take all of them, just one. One's fine. And 2 would be even better. Nah, it's fine.
なんでリーチがリラックスしててリアが緊張してんのよ。もう。ベアトリーチ様、しっかり。
ベアトリーチ様に不利な一騎打ちだ。
どうして？本来魔女は手数で勝負できる。ところがゲームが中断されたため
手持ちはバトラ様の客室の謎くらいしかないのよ。
i.e. if she loses that, then she just loses.
エリカはその謎だけ青きくさびでうがっても全ての謎を解明したことになってしまう。勝てるわよ、ベアトリーチェ様とバトラ様の我らが二人の主を私は信じる。
お呼びですか。ありがとう。
Say, what?
珍しく勝ちも負けも五分五分だと思ってます。だから先にお礼を言っときます。すべて職務です。感謝の必要はありません。
I don't know if you're being sincere or not.
あんたが前回のゲームの時、私がボロクソに負けたのにかばってくれた時嬉しかった。私生まれてから誰かにかばわれたのって我が主にさえ私はかばわれたことがない。
That's because your master is a piece of shit.
私が主に与えられたのは暴かれた真実には暴き返すことで自分の痛みを打ち消すという傷つけ合いの仕方だけでした。傲慢をお許しください。私は守らねばと思いました。あなたがどんなか弱い真実で生き、それをよりもっともらしい虚実の横暴で虐げられてきたか察した時、あなたを守りたいと思いました。ありがとう。短い間だったけどあんたは最高のパートナーでした。
No, I definitely want Nox as a partner.
これからもです。そうですね。あいつを倒したらあんたと一緒にこの島でいっぱいミステリーを作りましょう。そしてそれをあんたに出題していじめて遊ぶ。
Thanks.
そうです。気に入りました。あなたの挑戦楽しみにしています。あ、嘘ごめん。今の撤回です。
Thanks.
こういうの負けフラグって言うんでしょ。
Also, we already established that Burn's gonna throw you into oblivion if you lose regardless, so yeah, there's no chance of that happening.
さあいいかい、二人の決闘者たち。
When the two demons clapped their hands, the duelists instantly returned to their bold, tense smiles.
魔法の銃に込める弾は鉛じゃないわ。
ミステリーとファンタジーのうがち合いは赤と青の真実を弾とするべきさ。
互いに真実がある限り弾は無限。
ただし一撃でも当たれば即死。
Don't
両
miss.
者覚悟はいいね。
Strike true then.
無論。
栄光ある元老院の議員にして偉大なる絶対の魔女おいでませ。汝この決闘の立ち会い人となることを誓うか。
I guess.
もちろんよ、誓うわ。
The crowd split, and Lambda Delta walked forward with Burn by her side. She looked between the faces of the two duelists. Then she took out an envelope with the seal of the one-winged eagle and lifted it high.
ベアトリーチェより封書にて物語の修正書を受け取ったわ。審査の結果、内容は有効。ロジックエラーの回避を宣言するわ。チェーンロックはかかったまま。
Thank you, Senate.
これまでの赤き真実に一切矛盾しない。
The many good attendants knew the details of Battler's closed room. They realized how difficult it was. And though fiery debates had swept across the crowd during the reception, none had been able to find an answer. And now it was clear that Beatrice had already reached one.
よって本決闘は有効。決闘はたった1点。バトラの客室の密室をめぐって行われるわ。チェーンロックがかかった密室から後ろ宮バトラは失踪した。これについてエリカは青き真実の争点を、ベアトリーチェは反論の赤き真実の争点を。決闘は決着がつくまで続けられるものとする。
上等だ。
上等です。 OK。それではベアト、あなたが修正した 新しい物語と謎をエリカに提示して。
You have time to get this show on the road.
密室のいとこ部屋よりカノンは魔法にて封印を破らずに脱出。密室にいたり魔法にてバトラーを密室の外へ脱出させた。くだらない物語。
結構。エリカ側確認は？
副賞要求バトラを救出したのは間違いなくカノン本人である。
Well, no. Well, you can actually.
受けようぜ。
Go ahead, yeah.
バトラーを救出したのは間違いなくカノン本人である。
Good old Kanon. So this is how it's gonna probably have gone down. Shannon, being inside that room where the seal isn't guaranteed to be on, left that room as Kanon, and then went ran to where Battler is, and then that's how Kanon got into that room and also got out of the cousin's room because he was never, or the room next, the next room over. I'm trying to remember the phrasing they used, and that's how he got out of there.
副賞要求バトラとカノンは別人である。
受けようぜ。バトラとカノンは別人である。
結構です。
エリカ確認は以上？
今ので結構です。戦い方は決まりましたの。
Okay.
オッケー。両者は弾丸を装填なさい。
Erika turned around and pressed her finger against the barrel of the pistol, and made her blue truth into a bullet and pushed it in. There's no rule saying that she had to turn away, but she didn't want her expression to be read. Or it might have been because she couldn't stay in the tension of looking at Beato's bold smile. Beato had already finished loading her red truth. She waited for Erika to finish while calmly puffing on her pipe. Then she looked at Battler, who sat on the throne of the Territory Lord, right next to the two witches who sat as witnesses to the duel. How you doing, Battler? Good answer. God, I hope she does that. Battler's consciousness was still hazy. However, he apparently understood that Beato had come to duel for his sake, so that he could be saved. It was all he could do just to look at Beato with those sluggish eyes. But a flood of emotions passed between them. There was no need for words. A look was enough for them to know. For them now. Erika closed her eyes tightly, her fingers still up against the barrel. At that moment, her stunning powers of concentration made all the distractions of the outside world disappear. Good. It's always been like this, but my concentration really is good. Are you ready? Me, Furuto Erika? First, let's lay out the situation. Battler disappeared from that closed room. The chain lock is sad. Did he disappear by magic? Of course not. There has to be a trick. Kanon didn't save him with magic. He just took Battler's place and set the chain. Everyone knows that much. The problem is the next step. No, it's actually the next step before that one. How'd he get out? Kanon was in the cousin's room in the guest house. That room was completely sealed with duct tape, and it had been proven that the seal was effective until the point of the logic error. In other words, Kanon escaped from the closed room that was absolute, with no possible excuses or twisted logic. Good. This is why she called it a simple yet ultimate closed room. How did she escape from the perfect closed room known as the cousin's room? If I got stuck thinking only about that question, I'd know it'd be no better than your average kid detective. That room is a perfect closed room, so there is no way to escape. In other words, trying to think of ways to escape from there is a waste of time. The real question is why Kanon wasn't in the cousin's room when it was sealed. Yep. That's your good questions that you're asking. The cousin's room is a completely sealed can. If he was in there when it was sealed, then it's already game over. In other words, at the time the cousin's room was sealed, he wasn't inside it anymore. In other words, let's look at the time I checked everyone's locations and sealed the room. That's the most suspicious part. At that time, we have the 5 people in the next room over, whom I confirmed with my own eyes. Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, Nanjo. I mentioned the names of those 5 people during the location check and confirmed that they were in the next room over. Then I checked to see whether everyone else was in the cousin's room, and had confirmed for me had that confirmed for me as well. I said everyone, so whether he was Kanon or Yoshia or Puriku, whatever, they all should have been sealed in the cousin's room. It seems perfect. However, that word everyone seems perfect. Something's fishy. The correct definition of that would be everyone. The word everyone refers to all humans whose names I did not mention directly. In other words, there are exceptions. For example, it's been confirmed that Hideyoshi and George were in the next room over, so humans with the name Hideyoshi or George don't need to be inside the cousin's room. It seems that Kanon told Jessica that his real name was Yoshia, but that was no red truth. In other words, what if Kanon's real name is the same as one of those in the next room over? His name's George. Oh, that would be fucking weird. They seem to be about the same age, so let's use George. So what if there were 2 Georges in that room? That doesn't violate the red truth saying that Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Nanjo are in the next room over. Let's say that Kanon's real name was Tanaka George. Both Uchirimiya George and Tanaka George would exist in that room at the same time. In other words, there were 6 humans with 5 names. It looked in my eyes as though there were only 5 people in the next room over, but the 6th person, Kanon, was hiding somewhere. I don't have the detective's authority, so it wouldn't be that difficult for him to fool my eyes and hide. I see the double name trick. Stupid, so stupid. Alright, I've made my logic. Kanon, who was hiding in the next room over, not the cousin's room, left by the window after the seals were placed. Bang. The gun had fired, and the tip of my finger was stained with blood. The blue truth gunpowder had exploded. Damn it. I've already had Delanor seal that one. Blue truth arguing that the window of the next room over is forbidden, so I can't use it.
どうした暴発か弾は慎重に込めぬとな
うるさいです。ちょっとしたミスです。
隣部屋の窓くだらん小細工で塞いだようだな。ガープに聞いたぞ。
Seems like you fucked yourself over with Delanor saying you can't use a blue truth about it.
そうですか。それが何か？
ドラノール、そのくだらぬ封印を解け。今やその封印は貴様らの枷であるわ。
Beato has figured out everything I've been thinking, and she's acting so confident, telling me to go ahead and use that argument.
Erika,
or probably because she'll say Kanon was never in that room. Or, you know, there's only 5 people in that room.
解いてください。あんにゃろう。後悔させてやります。
準備はいいようだね。決闘者たち。良ければ向き合って銃口を。そして真実の火種で着火を。
After facing away and readying herself one last time, Erika spun around. Beato had been facing her since the beginning. She had a confident, challenging smile as if she'd been kept waiting. Then, without any signal, the two slowly raised their guns, pointing the red and blue glints that hid within their barrels at each other.
来い。楽しませてもらうぞ。
始めなさい。まずカノンがいかにしていとこ部屋の密室から脱出したか、それを弾丸とします。
ほう、そちらから来るか。来るがよいぞ。 存分に。
参ります。
After holding the gun high and pointing it at Beato once more, Erika pulled the trigger with the statements of red and blue truth.
いとこ部屋は完全な密室が最後まで保証されています。よってカノンがこの部屋に本当にいたなら脱出は不可能です。つまりカノンは封印時にいとこ部屋にいなかったのです。カノンの名は仮のもの。本名は未だ不明です。彼の本名が仮に隣部屋の誰かと同じだったなら隣部屋の在室確認に矛盾しない。つまりいとこ部屋に収容されず隣部屋にいることができるということ。
The good attendants chattered, clapped their hands. I see, such a move would be possible, they said. Oh, I love watching this. I love being surrounded by this chatter. After all, I am the detective. It's your stage, after all.
ロジックエラー時には扉のみしかその維持が証明されませんでした。よって窓の封印は破られた可能性があります。カノンは隣部屋に存在しその窓から脱出したのです。以上。
Any other theory would be impossible. If this doesn't work, then there's no truth left. As soon as she said that is all, both of them fired at the same time. After the blast rang out, it was Erika's gun that fell to the floor. Beata's red bullet had knocked Erika's gun from her hands. Was it arrogance or confidence? It was. If she had just aimed that bullet at Erika's heart, the whole thing would have been over. Beata had missed on purpose. There was a confident smile on her face. It was as though she was offering to play with Erika a little longer. No, this is because it's Beato. Beatrice, the witch who mocks others with unsolvable closed room tricks.
封印時の隣部屋にいたのは秀吉、ジョージ、熊沢、シャノン、南條で、そして隣部屋の人数は5人である。この5つの名に該当する者以外は存在しない。
Interesting.
すべての名は本人以外には名乗れない。
But again, you never said that the other people stayed in that room. Shannon could have left, became Kanon. It was a thoroughly merciless red truth. It really was severe. Now that it had been limited to 5 people, any leeway for Kanon hiding there had been completely denied. Since only those to whom those 5 names referred existed within that room, Erika couldn't even make a new theory suggesting that one person held 2 names, so that the 5 names referred to only 4 people, and allowing for Kanon to sneak in even though his name wasn't on the list. Furthermore, the part about how people can only use their own names was a fatal blow that cut down countless theories.
思えばそなたは前回の寝ぼけたわらわしか知らんのだったな。どうだエリカ、これが黄金の魔女のゲームだぜ。
魔法でカノンが部屋を抜け出したっていうの。
Obviously.
それよりどうして銃を弾くなんて甘い真似を。
人間側は魔女の謎をすべて打ち砕き、魔女側は人間側の推理を一つ打ち砕けばいい。これではアンフェアだろ。だからわらわも同じにすることにした。
同じ？
わらわもそなたの推理をすべて打ち砕いて勝利することにした。カノン脱出の謎はわらわの勝ちだが、もう一つバトラに辛酸をなめさせた最初の戦場に戻ろうぞ。
When Beata snapped her fingers, that guest room of battlers was reconstructed. She meant to fight once more in the room that had threatened Battler with the logic error, determined to settle things once and for all.
エリカ、拾え銃を。この部屋をお前の棺桶にしてくれるわ。
Sound familiar?
その言葉そっくりお返しします。私にチャンスを与えたことを後悔させてやります。
立ち会いによ。エリカに X を許す。
X？ 説明不要の根拠ね。で、何を許すの？
エリカはカノンの密室脱出トリックの説明義務を負わずにカノンをこの客室トリックをめぐる青き真実に組み入れることを許そうぞ。
In a theory for explaining how Kanon saved Balor did not also explain how Kanon escaped from his own closed room, it would have no basis. Erika had already lost that basis. Beatrice was giving her a handicap by saying that she didn't need to explain that part.
当然です。あんたはカノンがバトラーを助けたことを赤き真実で保証してるんですから、そんなのもらえて当然です。
Erika faced away again and concentrated even harder. As though twisting the knob on a radio, she tuned all noise and idle thoughts down to zero. Let's go, Fruto Erika. Detective Fruto Erika, on the case. Where's your badge? As long as Kanon reaches this place, rescuing Balor isn't hard. The trick is as follows. Kanon used some kind of escape trick axe to reach the front of the guest room. While I was busy in the bathroom, Balor left the closet. Balor undid the chain lock. Balor went outside. Kanon entered this place and set the chain lock. Kanon went into the closet. The end. This satisfies the two red truths about the chain lock being set in Balor's absence. And in the exchange of for this this escape trick, Kanon remains inside the guest room. There's no room for argument on how tightly this room can act as a closed room. That chain is cursed. In this demonic closed room, one person must remain as a sacrifice for it to be acceptable. However, is such a theory really enough? The rescuer switches places with him. Then the rescuer hid in the closet. No other sort of theory is possible, and yet Beato thinks she can win. In that case, does some other trick exist? I bet she'll state the red that Kanon is not in that closet. If that's the case, then he has to be someone else at that point, which would end up being Shannon. Would have to be in there, theoretically speaking. Personality-wise. That would be the way to explain it. If Kanon isn't the one to be in that, because I think she'll say Kanon is not in the closet. In that case, does some other kind of trick exist? Okay, it's impossible. I swear on the history of the mystery genre, that's absolutely, definitely, categorically no other way. God, it sounds like me when I try guaranteeing something. Fuck. Though my guarantees are always just jokes. Like, whenever I say I guarantee something, it means I completely don't believe it at all. And I know it's probably going to get overturned at some point, which is why I say I guarantee it. But if I give it in here, I couldn't call myself a detective. Patent pending guaranteed over here. Consider it, imagine, don't stop thinking. That's how to drive blue wedges into witches. One thing I can think of, yes, a wordplay trick. It can only be some kind of wordplay that just barely slips through the net of words spoken and read. In that case, I'll crush all possibilities. I'll have them repeat line after line. This final duel has already begun, even though we haven't pulled our triggers yet.
客室に入ったのはカノンのみである。
認めよう。そういう話のつもりだが。
復唱要求。私の入室からロジックエラージまで、私とバトラとカノン以外に入退室した者は存在しない。
認めよう。そなたの入室からロジックエラージまで、客室を出入りしたのはそなたと。Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
復唱要求。それはすなわち3人のことである。
認めよう。そなたとバトラとカノンで3人である。
定義確認。この3人の定義は体の数に等しいと考えていい？ 3 体が出入りをしたってことですよね。
Okay, 3 bodies went in. I've had enough of things being mixed about with names and numbers of people. I want this point to be clear.
無論だ。3人、すなわち3体が出入りした。
I wish this could be applied everywhere, though. That would be fucking nice. How about in the first one? Episode 2, Episode 3, Episode 1, and the 6th Twilight, there were 6 bodies that were individual bodies that have been killed. That would be really nice to have.
そなたとカノンは入ったのみ。バトラは出たのみ。すべての名は本人以外に名乗れないと赤き真実ですでに語っている。よってエリカ、バトラ、カノンの名はいずれも本人にしか名乗れぬのだ。
復唱要求。私は救出者ではない。
当然だ。そなたは探偵ではないか。安心せよ。わらわはそれを尊重する。
That would be funny, actually. Because I actually did think about that. That theoretically what could happen is that Erika undid the chain and let Battler out.
定義確認。救出者の定義とは？
This is also important. I want to quickly remove the possibility that I rescued him accidentally.
救出者とはバトラの開けたチェーンロックを再びかけ直したものということにする。バトラを救う意志があったかどうかは問わないことにしておく。
Since she said after Battler undid the chain lock, it's impossible for this room to have occurred before I set foot in the room. After that point in time, I would not undo the chain for all eternity. After all, the game had been suspended at that point. Therefore, it was impossible for me to have been the rescuer accidentally. More, I can focus it even more. The chain it can only be set from the inside. It's impossible for a person to escape on their own. Therefore, we know that Battler didn't escape by himself. And I'm not the rescuer. Only Kanon can be the rescuer. And Beato has already said that Kanon is the rescuer in the Red Truth. There's nothing to doubt. There's no room for anyone but Kanon to be involved. At least so far.
復唱要求。出入りの定義とは客室と外部の境界をまたいだかどうかである。
認めよう。
復唱要求。客室とはベッドルーム、バスルーム、クローゼット内のすべてを
認めよう。クローゼット内を客室でないと言い逃れる気などさらさらないわ。
Oh, that would be awesome.
定義確認。客室内とはベッドルーム、バスルーム、クローゼット内の3区分である。
わらわもその認識でいるぞ。そしてすでにそなたはベッドルーム、バスルームの2区分で誰も隠れていないことを赤き真実で確認したはずだ。
復唱要求。クローゼット内には誰かがいる。
拒否する。
Oh,
どうして？カノンがそこに隠れているからですか？
カノンは魔法が使えるのだぞ。確かにクローゼットに一時姿を隠しはしたが、その後すぐに魔法で姿を消したのだ。だからクローゼット内には不在。よって復唱はできるわ。
それの復唱を再要求します。
バカな。魔女側には魔法で行ったことについて説明する義務はないわ。
yeah, this isn't Battler who's gonna give you everything. No, it's completely obvious. There's no way she can say that Kanon disappeared with magic using the Red Truth. It's a stalemate. After all, magic doesn't exist. But is this enough? I've gone through every last minor detail, and yet there's an uncanny lack of dubious points. I can't imagine that any fluke could arise to replace the theory I've had since the beginning. Kanon must be in the closet. He has to be. There's no way he isn't. I'll say it again. This closed room can only be escaped from by switching places with the rescuer. If Kanon tried to escape as well, another rescuer would be needed. However, no rescuer exists except for Kanon. Balor escaped, so it's impossible for it to be him. And I won't undo the chain for all eternity. The people who have gone in and out of the room have been confirmed both by name and number of people. At this rate, my theory is set in stone. First, here are the details of the situation that are certain. The game ended while I was inside the guest room, so I did not undo the chain lock that I had previously set. So it can't be that he escaped behind my back after I left the room. Furthermore, the chain lock was set at the same time I entered the room. No one could have left the room during the few seconds between the time I entered and the time I set the chain lock. The guest room was sealed at the time that Balor's corpse was examined. So until I came again and broke the seals, it was absolutely impossible for anyone to go in or out. Therefore, when I entered the room, it is certain that Balor was hiding somewhere inside the guest room. The only chance Balor had of escape was after I broke the seals. To be even more specific, he had no choice but a chance to escape except for the time I was in the bathroom. By the above premises, Balor's trick to escape with the chain lock set is as follows. Because of the aforementioned reasons, the only one who could have set the chain lock, which can only be set from the inside and allow Balor's escape, is Kanon, and the only person to enter the room except for me and Balor. After Kanon entered the room, he set the chain, hid in the one place that he could hide inside the guest room and closet. The closet. Huh? Whoa, that was close. They almost got me, they almost tricked me. And I thought that I had cornered him in the closet. It's the opposite. They're trying to make me think he's in the closet. What was the order in which I searched the guest room? First, the bedroom. We confirmed with the red that there was nothing in there. Then the bathroom. We confirmed with the red that there was nothing there. That's it, right there. When we examined the bedroom, there was nothing there. However, while I was investigating the bathroom, Kanon slipped out of the closet and hid again somewhere in the bedroom. In other words, the guarantee that no one was in the bedroom was torn apart just after 1 minute. I spotted it. This is the witch's trap, an attempt to lure me into thinking that Kanon's in the closet. The place he's really hiding is the bedroom. Or you're overthinking it, he really is just in the closet. Which would be funny.
見つけた。やっと見つけましたよ。あんたのトリック。
It was a close one. At that rate, I'd have said that there was nowhere to hide except inside the closet, and then she'd just say that the closet was empty. No, wait. It works the same way in reverse. I see, now I get it. It's a logic switching trick. Damn that Beato, so in resolving the logic error, she's discovered this strange trick. If I only notice the closet, she'll have Kanon inside under the bed. If I only notice the bed, she'll have Kanon hide in the closet. Even though either one would be right, I'd lose no matter which I choose. Unless I expose both at the same time, I can't checkmate her. Incredible. I've never heard of such an unfair trick. It was a sleight of hand, it'd just be a cheap one. If it was a mystery, it'd just be cheating. However, in this witch's game, it's a legitimate logic trick. In chess, it would be called a double check. No, a discovered attack. Or wait, would it be a discovered double checkmate? A discovered check? Even though this sort of logic would be a fool trick in the mystery genre, in this world where witches and mystery war, it is such a refined board layout. The beautiful placement of the black pieces that cornered my white king felt almost like an art. So beautiful that if I were a god in some old legend, I might wish to stick it in the sky as a constellation. That beauty even brought tears to my eyes. For the first time, I felt honored. and being allowed to participate in this game of truth and witches as human. And ironically, it taught me the one who had always believed in a single truth, that there isn't necessarily just one truth. If I just broaden my perspective, I can see completely different truths. Without love, it can't be seen. And though each one of these truths are true, they are incomplete if they are all you can see. In my life until now, just how many truths have I missed because I was blinded by some trivial truth? This is the truth of the world.
真実は一つしか存在しないというおごりが、たった一つの真実を見つけただけで、それ以外の真実から私ありがとうベアトリーチェさん。まさか魔女にこの世界の真理を教えられるとは思いません。
Slowly, with a soft and quiet gesture, like a flower opening with the morning dew, gripped down its side, Erika raised her gun.
私の勝ちです。あなたのダブルチェック見切りま
ならば来るがよ。
バトラの客室失踪トリックは以下の通りです。バトラは私の室内探索中、クローゼット内に隠れていました。そしてバスルームの騒ぎの間にチェーンを外し室外へ脱出しました。この時廊下にはカノンが待機していました。カノンは入れ替わりで客室に入りチェーンを施錠しました。これがバトラ失踪のトリックです。そしてその後彼はベッドルーム内に隠れました。私がベッドルームに不審者がいないことを確認した後のことですので、それは有効です。よって救出者カノンはベッドルームに潜伏しています。
Erika's blue bullet flew in a strange arc, became a wedge of blue truth, and pierced straight down through the bed of the floor beneath. Beata didn't pull her trigger. However, she did quietly argue back with the red truth.
ベッドルームカノンは存在しない。
It'll be Kanon doesn't exist in the closet because it's Shannon in the closet at this time. Or it probably will be Shannon in the closet. Ooh, the goat attendants gasped. It appeared as though Erika had been defeated and denied by the red truth. For the goats who couldn't see more than a single truth, it probably looked as though I've lost. No, not done.
次が本命です。これが並び立つ真実を知り得た。どうやら幻想物語では第二の晩までが終わってるみたいですし、ならば私が残りの晩を遂行して黄金鏡への扉を開いてあげましょう。あなたが負けて消えるならば、それ黄金のバラに包まれてがふさわしい。
The fires of blue truth rushed at Erika's feet, and she loaded a blue truth bullet once more. That overflowing blue power was now making her entire gun burn with a blue flame. Her power levels are too strong! She wasn't aiming for Beato. She was aiming behind Beato. At the closet.
ベッドルームを否定したならば、もう逃げ場はここしかない。死ねー、カノン
Or Shannon's like under the bed. Because she only said Kanon's not under the bed. The 5 wedges of blue truth she shot right past Beato's cheeks, hair, and shoulder. Then pincushioned the door in the closet to gouge whatever human was inside to death. The 5 wedges slammed into the door in a vertical line. In other words, on the 4th twilight, gouge the head and kill. On the 5th twilight, gouge the chest and kill. On the 6th twilight, on the 7th twilight, on the 8th twilight, gouge and kill, and kill, and kill. After being gouged by so many thick and sharp wedges, the human inside wouldn't stand a chance.
く真実です。以上。
When she proclaimed that she had finished, the 5 blue wedges pierced the closet, disappeared. However, the many large splintered holes left behind showed that it had indeed been pierced. Then, as though this had finished the ceremony that led to the Golden Land, the room that had been created around them became countless golden flower petals and drifted away. By now, the duelist and the crowd of attendants were surrounded by the golden rose garden of the Golden Land. However, the closet behind Beato remained. It stood there all by itself like a coffin. Then, as though teased open by a dreary wind, the whole covered closet slowly opened and revealed nothing. Inside was a human figure. That figure was covered up in the head by what appeared to be a grayish robe. Of course, that also had a large hole showing that it had been stabbed into. Eventually it became clear that this was not a robe but a raincoat. If he had rushed here from the guest house, then there would be nothing strange about him wearing this into the guest room. Then with a rustle, the raincoat lost its human shape and crumbled, became a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. Inside the coffin of the closet, nothing remained except an empty darkness. There you go. Did Kanon die in the guest room? Yeah, it has to be that Shannon is there instead, and not Kanon necessarily at this point.
Kanon はバトラーを逃がし、クローゼットに隠れ、そして魔法にて消えた。それが魔女の真実。以上だ。
勝負ありです。それ以上は。
Dead.
勝者ベアトリーチェ
Good game. Whoa! The attendants let out a cheer. Virgilia's group couldn't help but scream and shout in joy. The 7 sisters jumped about in celebration. I'ma have a party tonight. Then at the same moment, the 2 demons proclaimed Beatrice's victory. The hedge ring worn by Erika was slowly crumbling to the ground, and the curse ring on Battler's finger both burst. Ah, thank Christ, my finger hurts. Oh my god, thank you. Ah. At the same time, Battler coughed violently. Battler was starting to regain consciousness. Beato latched onto the coughing Battler in joy. Then Virgilia, Gap, and Ronove did the same. Feels good to win. All the 7 sisters also crowded about him in delight. Yes, the king has arrived. Feels good to be back.
ひべえトリックだ。こんなので通ると思ってんのか？こんなトリックじゃ。また人間どもがこんなのミステリーじゃねえって騒ぎ出すぜ。
いいえ、立派なトリックです。愛がない人には見えないです。バトラさん、バトラさん。
Feels good to have you.
エリカ卿、エリカ卿、誰か手当てを、早くです。
The rose of blood in Erika's chest wouldn't stop its opening its
第
petals.
3度概念否定書。存続系中和剤は不可。大至急の最短承認でのみ中和可能。駒の主の最短承認が必要なり。
ベルンカステル卿、最短のご許可を。ベルンカステル卿、どちらに？
Did she fucking duck out?
式典警備隊に捜索要請。ベルンカステル教を探したまえ。
She fucking ditched out. Wow. Fucking bitch move. Face your loss like a real leader and master. Fucking face it. Stand up to it already. Jesus. Own it. If you lost, own your fucking mistake and loss.
了解であります。オールシエスタ、データリンク、
Come
捜索
on.
体制。
Ridiculous. Get the hell out of here.
卑劣。
No shit.
主が駒の決闘を見届けないなんて。卑劣が過ぎると知れ。
Yo, yeah, it definitely is. Bitch move. Bitch move. Get the hell back here. I'll drag you back here and watch her lose. Erika was being held by Delnor had already realized that her master was nowhere to be seen, and she didn't feel lonely. On the contrary, she was relieved that she wouldn't need to be brutally scolded in the last moments of her life. And that's probably for the best, actually.
神と悪魔たちよ、彼女の高潔なる散り際をどうか語り継ぎたまえ。
高潔。悪役ってのはきっちり無様に散って主品を盛り上げなきゃです。
Got it. I'm not anyone's piece anymore. I can finally control my own role.
エリカ卿、動いてはいけません。
No.
下がりなさい。
I am the new Senate. Lambda Delta, move over. What?
下がれ！
When Erika yelled with all her soul, those who surrounded her were forced back and fell on their butts.
私は真実の魔女フルトエリカ。真実の魔女とは真実に耐える魔女。私はようやく自分の本当の真実を受け入れられそうなんです。
The toxin of her own concept being denied raced through her. Her vision was already starting to blur. At the other end of her twisted range of vision, were Battler and Beato hugging each other and looking at her. Their expressions are firm. That's okay. Pity and sympathy would only make me look more pathetic. For a loser, that sort of expression is best.
エリカ卿、もう決闘は終わっています。
It's never over. I will be honest, no, I'm not getting fucking put down by one truth. Hell no, I'm getting back up. Don't care. You just get back up. It's never over. The fight is never over until I say it is.
終わってないんだ。
You don't lose.
死が二人を分かつまで。
Not fucking dead yet.
誰にも彼女の散り際を汚せない。
Go, Erika, go. Even though I hate your guts as a person, I respect your character very much so. And I appreciate anyone who is going to, even through as daunting of a task it is, stands back up and still puts up a fight. I heavily respect that. Mad respect there for you, Erika. I will say, as much as I hate you, I respect that attitude. I respect that fighting spirit. The two demons grabbed Eleanor's shoulder and held her back. Dripping blood, breathing heavily, and with an awkward gait, Erika walked towards Beato and Battler despite it all. I swear to God, I'm taking one of you with me. It ain't over until I say it is. As the blood dripped down from her, it became gold flower petals, which drifted away. So as she walked, she looked both divine and beautiful. The duel wouldn't end until one of them died. So even though it had been resolved, it hadn't ended. Beato and Battler told the people bunched around them to step back, and they both walked forward to face the noble loser.
エリカ。
復活おめでとうございます。あんた、情難の層を持ってますよ。
Hey, I have my 7 stakes, so it's really not bad luck at all.
ろくな女に好かれやしない。
Thanks. Hey, Maven is very normal. Just because she's intensely greedy doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's all good.
そうだな。
No downside.
俺もろくな女
Go to
に
hell for it, I don't care.
ベアト、いいえ、あんたたちに頼みが。
もう人たちを望むのですか？
エリカ。
受けようぞ。そなたの高潔なる申し出を断る無粋をわらわたちは持たぬ。
ありがとう。
As her consciousness began to waver, Erika raised her gun again. She pointed it at the two of them. Beto also raised her gun to point at Erika. Oh, hey, looking good. Then Battler placed his hand on hers.
もう決着してるのに、これ以上何の論点があるというのです。
There's always something.
エリカ様。
私はなぜ何の力にもなれここに見届けなさい。それが親友の仕事でしょ。
Yeah, burn. You're supposed to be here. No, I would never leave early with anything. Regardless, I always stay to the end until the absolute end. Both sides silently loaded their bullets of truth without saying a word. The color packed into each barrel was red. Then, though neither side spoke, did they both know that the trump card the other would use?
最後に自己紹介しとこうと思いまして。
Okay. What's she saying this late into the game? No one could imagine what red truth Erika had loaded.
ベアト、いいのか？
はい、構いません。
わかった。
せめて最後の引き金は一緒に。
わかってるぜ。
Battler placed his hand on top of the finger that Beato had around the trigger.
会えてよかった。
Yeah, you're pretty alright, I guess.
俺たちは永遠にずっと一緒だ。
イチャイチャと見せつけてくれます。
Yeah.
イラついてきてたんです。やっぱお涙で退場は私の好みじゃないです。
Well, that's what you're gonna get.
やっぱ悪役は最後の最後までこういう面でなきゃ。
いい面構えだぜ。
Hope you don't die with that face on.
お前との結婚生活もヘドが出るくらい楽しかったかもな。
If I had free will, I would have cheated on your ass, just saying.
当然です。毎日のけぞらせまくってベアトさんなんか忘れさせてあげるくらいの
Which is the exact reason.
世界に閉じ込めてあげたのに。
I doubt it.
お前ごとき小娘。バトラを虜にするにはまだ1000年早いわ。
Yeah, only a real woman can do that.
ああ、あんたの顔もお互い最後はこういう顔がいいですよね。
恋。
これが探偵フルドエリカの最後の捨て台詞。そして自己紹介です。
What the whole point is this self-introduction thing? Erika spun around in a rondo and with a magnificent and graceful motion scattered blood and golden flower petals around her. She raised her gun.
そして自己紹介です。探偵フルドエリカと申します。招かれざる客人ですがどうか歓迎を。我こそは来訪者。
Ooh. Ooh. God, this is such good music, man. I kind of just want to sit here and listen to it. I don't think many people would complain, actually.
ロッケン島の18人目の人間。
God, this fucking music is just absolutely killer. Like, The soundtrack is just absolutely fucking phenomenal. I want to talk about this, cutting the scene and the seriousness of it real quick, because I just want to talk about it real quick. Oh, it's so good. Oh. Even if I don't mention it every time, because I would just constantly talk about it.
申し訳ないがそなたを迎えて
17人だ
There you go. 16 people minus Erika. 2 names. For 1 person. Or 1 body. Oh, it goes into the credits, yes. Awesome. God, I'm loving this. This whole series is just fucking amazing, dude. I don't want it to end, actually. Oh my god, I'm actually really enjoying this. This Chiru is really, it's really pulling this thing together for me. It's hard to describe. It's just this really satisfied sensation. It's really hard to describe. Runaway Genji alive. Goda alive. It's actually giving all their full names. Oh, that's a fucking shame. I want that music to continue, or at least that song. Feels bad, man. Jeez, that was such a fucking good. Oh, so fucking good. This is one of my. Do I want to say this a top one? This feels like a top one. It really feels like I should say this is definitely a top one. There's just so many different emotions, so many different feelings that went through this. It was really satisfying. A lot of information was thrown out, and I don't know how else to all of the goats. Oh my god, all of the goats. Not just goats, all of them. Dawn of the Golden Witch. It's the 6th game. It was really satisfying. I don't know if I want to say it's the best one of Chiru so far. I'll say that one. Yeah, is it 1? It's top 3 for sure. Question is it 1 or 2? Or maybe 3. I'm not sure. That's a hard one. This is really good. 6 is my favorite. Not favorite. God, I want to say favorite so bad. But I don't want to say favorite at the same time. I'll waffle about it for a while. Let's see how this changed. Oh, man. Tea party? I'll do that next time. But right now, I'm fucking tired. I've gone back to back for a while recordings for this stuff, so. We'll see, I guess. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot that you guys have supported me. I want to gush for just a tad minute. The overwhelming amount of support for this series and my other series as well in general. I don't thank you guys enough. I really don't. Hitting 100,000 views for the channel. Almost 200 subs by the time I'm recording this video. Who knows, maybe I'll have 200 by the time this goes up. I have no idea. Regardless, thank you guys so much. It means a lot. Look forward to a future stream, by the way, soon. Probably in the next coming weeks. I'll have a video about it coming up soon-ish. But I will start live streaming more. I do want to get into that. At least for the next few weeks. Especially once I finish up Umineko, I want to do a couple Golden Fantasia streams. Maybe 5 of those. Who knows? We'll have to see. That's very much in the future. I need to finish 7 and 8 first. But thank you guys so much. I can't really thank you guys enough. It means a lot. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed for the channel forever. How long you guys have been subscribed. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Taking the time out of your day to do that means so much into the world to me. It's the absolute greatest. People who like the videos, thank you so much for doing that. People who just watch it in general, whether you like it or hate me, because I know there are a couple people that hate me. I can understand that. I'm an asshole. Self-proclaimed asshole. I don't shy away from that at all, and I take that role with pleasure, because I don't know. I don't want to be someone who's just loved by everyone, because that's not fun, right? I wanna have, you know, something that makes me more unique instead of just well loved by everyone. That's not fun. I want to have something fun. But any complaints that someone levels against me, I'm gonna agree with them probably. I'm an asshole. I judge characters too quickly. I can be obnoxious as well. Other things, I sound stupid. My accent's horrible. What else? Video quality sucks. I mean, all these things I can say about myself. Unironically, I fucking hate all these things about me. But it's like, I don't care. You know, I don't care. I like making videos. I like talking about them. And that's just what I do. Whether you love me or hate me, I'm gonna be around for a while, so. Thank you guys for anyone who does support me. I really do appreciate you. You mean the world to me. Anyone who hates me, I appreciate you as well, because it makes me want to keep going as well. Have a great day, guys. I'll do Tea Party tomorrow. Have a great day.